Originally, I had planned for this video to come out at Halloween, but let's get into the video. Those of you who know me in real life know that I'm a huge horror connoisseur, and since we're all in the Halloween spirit, which was a couple days ago, but I thought I could talk about some horror medias that I truly enjoyed, but turns out there's already like 5 billion top 10 horror video games or top 10 horror movies. So instead of adding on to that pile, I decided I want to make a video about a horror media that not many people actually know about, such as horror music, which to me is a pretty polarizing genre because you can really go either one or two ways to make your song scary. One is to just add some spooky ass backstory that has nothing to do with the song, or you make the song so unintelligibly scary and creepy that it doesn't even sound like a song anymore. It's more like just collections of noises that you found. And what I personally like is a band or musician that can sit between those two lines and create horror music that's not only genuinely unsettling but is very enjoyable to listen to as a piece of music in itself. So here's my top four. Let's just put 4 because I'm too lazy to find another one. 4 artists that are actually scary in no particular order. Shinsei Kamattechan is a band. Jeez, what the fuck was that? Shinsei Kamattechan is a Japanese noise rock band that has recently gained some popularity due to their recent single, which right now is sitting at about 12 million views. And the appreciation for this band is long overdue because they've been making music since 2007. What really sets these guys apart from your usual Japanese anime kind of bands is that they utilize incredibly distorted instrumentals and vocals to achieve their chaotic and their signature sound, which is a lot of the times with layers and layers of different keyboards and pumping, smashing drums that are peaking sometimes, with roaring guitar and vocals that have been pitch shifted or distorted in some ways. And with all this chaos, they still maintain and keep their pop rock sensibilities, which is consistently underneath all that noise, giving some kind of melodic structure to otherwise complete chaotic band. Now, with that being said, the recent discography is a lot more approachable from a modern audience, where it is a lot less distorted, sometimes not even distorted at all, and much more catchy and radio friendly in a way. But if you really want that true Shinsei experience, that incredibly uncomfortable and disturbing yet touching experience, you gotta go way back through their discography. The further you go, the more chaotic it gets. If you really want that true noise rock experience, you go back to the first couple of albums or even their demos, because those demos are true, unfiltered, unadulterated, true, raw emotion. And it's really what got the fan base kickstarted in the first place. And there's definitely some kind of beautiful merit in those demos that we don't really see in the album versions. Not to say that the album versions are not as good. If you want my shitty opinion, then you should definitely check out their album Tsumane, which is pretty much one of their best album in my opinion, and one of the best albums that I've ever listened to in my life, which is saying something. I've listened to quite a few albums, and really nothing hits me like this one. It's pure chaos and desperation mixed in with beautiful and melodic melodies that I'm just a sucker for, and it's a complete trip, and I suggest you listen to it from beginning to end in one go, because it really is an experience all on its own. This choice is going to come off as pretty surprising to some of you guys because it's not a band that's outright scary or jumpy. It doesn't have any loud noises. In fact, it's pretty calming, and some of you might not even find this scary because it's not at all, evident, and it's pretty subtle. But for me, this is a lot more unsettling than something that would be more straightforward. It's akin to meeting somebody with an extra set of teeth, or somebody with extra digits on each of their fingers. It low-key reminds me of that one SpongeBob episode where like Squidward is in like this white empty plane and a bunch of random shit happens. Yeah, maybe not the best comparison, but you get what I mean. If you take a listen to this album from the beginning to the end, it really feels like a dream. It's so surreal that like it leaves a feeling at the pit of your heart or your stomach that's just, it's hard to shake off after you've listened to it. It's really something. And if you guys like ambient music, and even if you don't, I suggest you check this out. Play it at 3 a.m. in the morning when everyone's asleep with really good quality headphones and just zone out for a bit. I don't usually listen to Vocaloid, but when I do, it's usually this. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is just some edgy anime song or some shit, but listen, I don't even know what the fuck this is, okay? That's what freaks me out. I found this band or this artist through some random obscure Japanese blog site where I was using to download underground Japanese music, and I was like looking through shit, and I was like, oh, this album cover looks interesting, I'll just download it. No thought, just yeah, let's see what it sounds like. And Christ, what is this? I tried researching, but I don't speak Japanese, so this is really hard for me to understand what it is. I might get one of my Japanese friends to help me figure out what it is, but from what I know, there are Vocaloid artists from Japan that makes these songs, and they have a very small fan base. And even though I know they're just some person making experimental music, something about the fact that there's so little known about them really is what really adds to the experience. I didn't even know what kind of music they made until I was just shuffling play while I was studying in a library, and then one of their songs came out, and then this fucking happened. You bet that I almost threw my fucking chair. Jesus Christ, I was so terrified. I got so freaked out, like flight or fight instincts came in. And I know what you're thinking. Jump scare isn't a real scare, boy. Jump scare is a shit scare. Okay, yeah, I get it, okay? I get it. It's not a real scare, blah, 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 but I wouldn't have added this artist in if it was just for the jump scares. Their music goes deeper than that. Although they have a lot of jump scary songs, a lot of their other music is very ambient and very chilling in its own way, without having to be so in your face to be scary. The best example of this is Huge Roan, which is my personal favorite album of theirs. The album is almost entirely ambient and uses these somber and melancholic melodic piano lines to keyboard lines with sprinkles of crackling and glitching and pumping sounds, mechanical sounds, to even like these low, heavy sounds that play in the background, making you feel closed in and almost like something is fucking coming at you. This artist is a mixed bag. You don't know what you're gonna get, and I think that's one of the most fun things about them, that they can always deliver these abstract and emotional music with disturbing undertones below it, which somehow freaks you out, but it really is calming. If anybody out there knows more about this artist, please let me know in the comments or contact me about them. I know jack about them. I don't even know how to say their fucking name because, again, I'm very not educated in the Japanese language, but I would definitely love to learn more about them, and it definitely is worth a listen. The Providence, Rhode Island noise rock band Daughters is a band that I accidentally stumbled upon while looking for the band Daughter, without the S, which is an indie band that plays music like this. You can imagine my surprise when I accidentally clicked on one of Daughter's singles to hear this. I then just quickly shut it off and thought, okay, I found this is the wrong artist, and moved on with my day. However, those first few notes of the reason they hate me will be burned into my memory, which eventually brought me to revisit the entire band around 3 years down the line. One of the main reasons White Daughters is probably my favorite noise rock band is because how they can mix and how they can work together these mechanical, demonic, completely dissonant chords and notes into a song with groove and structure that most listeners can understand. Especially the modern audience who are completely fed every day with quantized drums and mostly diatonic melodies. It's something that doesn't alienate the viewer too much, and it's something that most people can really get into while still being one of the most creative and aggressive noise rock bands to date. Drums are aggressive and loud, the bass is crunchy and booming underneath, and over top is mechanical, demonic, and absolutely hellish sounds that Chris Adler makes with his guitar. And the vocalist, let me tell you, the vocalist sounds fucking nuts. And I mean that in the best way possible. People have compared his vocals to Elvis Presley getting tortured, and I think that's the most accurate sentiment to date. It is absolutely a harmony of 4 different elements of music that work perfectly together. Music that's scary. Not just music with a horror-themed album or a band. Not just a generic song with a creepy backstory or music video. But rather music that can scare you purely on a musical level with its harmonies, melodies, its rhythmic structure and ambient sounds it can create, with its loud abrasive noises and melodic riffs that can genuinely freak you out. That's what I find very rare recently, which is why I made this video, because I assumed somebody else was out there looking for creepy music like I was, and so I thought I'd share mine. If you have any music that you find genuinely disturbing, or an artist you find that has created decently horrifying stuff, please let me know for me and the other viewers to listen to. I always love finding new music, and if I think it's good enough, I'll put it in my description so there's a list that goes on. Not that many people are going to watch this video anyways. It's 1 week past November. Who gives a shit? But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.